Breaking news. Wow.
This week.
I got to pull over.
It kept coming in fast and furious. Like, every time I looked, I was just inundated.
Awash.
It was just, it never stopped. I didn't want to fall asleep last night.
I didn't either, because I didn't know what I was going to wake up to this morning that I would have missed. What tidbit, what delightful tidbit. I mean, so much is happening in our universe. And I want to take a moment to say what I said angrily on our thread with our friends.
Yes, you did. I've never seen you. It was like you were Jimmy Stewart in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Never seen that movie. But I was like, you know what I want to say to anyone who says they don't like Housewives, which the thread is called Bravo, Bravo, Bravo. So I don't think, well, now it's called Angie and Viv, based on Angelina Jolie and her daughter Viv.
Yes.
I think Angie favors Viv because in all the paparazzi photos, she's just seen with Viv going craft stores. Notice that, and you will now come to view what I view. But
now you'll never not
see that she's only with Viv. Know that. But I'm like, if you don't like Housewives, you know what? Fuck you. I'm like, you don't know what kind of news they're bringing us on one news cycle. Here's what we're getting, Danielle. Let's tell the listeners at home or in their car or crying in their showers what they're getting.
This was an intense day. It started off early, where we received notice that Miss Erica Girardi, or the formerly known as, was being sued for embezzlement because basically the news was saying that she and Tom were not divorcing because of an emotional reason. It wasn't because they were done with each other, but because he has been taking money from clients from settlements and pouring them into her career and her lifestyle. And now it's been discovered. And so they were separating, I guess, to keep some of that money. And it's been caught. I mean,
and it's
is this true?
There's a darker layer to that, Danielle, that I'll just pipe in with as I'm reading the LA Times.
Oh, it's in the LA Times? It's in
You summarized it perfectly, but just to get at the darker layer, because it is quite dark, which is, headline just suit alleges attorney stole to splurge on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erica Jane, pay for Mikey. Then, that's what they mean. Then it says, district attorney accusing Thomas Girardi of stealing funds owed to relatives of plane crash victims. Okay. Settlements that plane manufacturer Boeing paid out as compensation to dozens of families earlier this year. This is dark. Basically, what is being alleged, and again, Tom was in my home and was a nice guest, so I don't know. But said that Girardi was representing the victims' surviving relatives and possibly rerouting that money for Erica's flapper costumes.
Oh, Jesus. Only to laugh at the specific.
No, it's fucking horrible. And look, again, alleged, and we never take the time to say alleged, but this one I will because it's very dark. Yes. And it says that he did this to underwrite, and I quote, a public image of obscene wealth for himself and his pop star wife.
I mean, the fact that she has glam.
We have wondered about this, Danielle. I have been up at night wondering. God, and it's like, okay, I know Tom's rich, but like, how much is he comfortable giving her?
Exactly. And her career that he was funding. I mean, now, obviously, I think it
Danielle, no, it does not fund itself. It has not turned a profit yet. And I promise you that as someone who's written a book myself, as someone who's wanted to be on Broadway, my career funds itself at this point a little. Her career don't.
Yeah.
And you heard that here.
It is shocking. And the way, all those people.
I know a starting salary on Broadway, Danielle, and it ain't.
Oh, it's nothing.
Funding that. Again, never been given it.
Oh, I know. But even if you're a star on Broadway, you cannot make it is a stipend.
She's a hoofer. And I'll tell you, what she's, all to say, and I'm not saying she hasn't had success. I think we've seen that. But we all know what she's spending, the nut, is not equaling. Those numbers aren't adding up. And I'm not going to bother to do the math, but something.
But those people are on call 24/7. They are with her. And we've never not seen her glammed to the nine. That is the budget
This is an explosive allegation. Isn't that what people in the news say?
That's what they do say. But why we believe it is because the lifestyle with which she presents.
The chapel, the Pasadena mansion.
But then, like, just the career to go around like that with all those people, first class, all the fucking way.
But here's
so
why
expensive.
we assumed, like, I don't know, what does a lawyer make who's in his 90s and has had a great career? A lot of money.
I guess, and you're always thinking, well, they've made stock purchases, and I don't understand.
Right, we don't know what it is, but we know.
I don't understand the finances of the super wealthy. I just don't. And I'm sure that it just feeds itself. You know what I mean? It's just like it eats itself. It's like the rich that's why the rich keep getting richer and the tax breaks and all that shit.
Yes, Erica's Mykonos tour that Tom paid for is what is wrong
I think about
with
that.
America.
I think about that Mykonos tour all the time.
Now, here's what I'm not looking forward to, Danielle.
What?
Is this shit we're going to get from her, which is like, yeah, it's a lawsuit and I can't speak about it at this time. Then get off my show.
She's never going to talk about it. We're never going to crack that nut, especially now.
And you know what? You know how, like, and I know it's Corona, but here's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit in that courtroom. We're in Los Angeles. We're in Los Angeles. Real reporters in New York, when pre-Corona, they're running down to the courtroom with a pad, and I'm going to get a hat and a trench
I'm gonna
coat.
I'm going to get one of those hats that says press.
Yes.
You know, like, and I am going to be like in the movie Chicago. Like,
and a little
excuse
recorder.
me, sir. Danielle Schneider here from Bitch Sesh Periodicals.
Yes, and where did Erica get that net face shield she wore under that hat?
How much was that pleather outfit that she wore in Germany?
Exactly. I want to get to the bottom of this because this is, we've seen some allegations that have been fucked up, but this one is fucked up.
Do we believe it? I know I keep going back and forth. I said we believe it. Do we believe it? Do we?
It's hard because, like, I will say Tom, to me, has always, and again, as a guest in my home, struck me as a very nice-hearted man. I don't know. But as we all know, nice-hearted people will do anything to get on television.
And he might do anything to support this woman, this dream that she's always had. And it got away from...
Because it didn't feel, and Jessica Chaffin said it, like, okay, so she's been with him this long, started as a cocktail waitress. It's almost odd that they wouldn't continue whatever weird arrangement they had all the way to the great beyond. Yeah. It felt a little odd that they were getting divorced. Now, the relationship always felt odd, but it did feel odd, and now I'm getting it. They're shuffling funds. Sham marriage, sham divorce.
Wow. Wow. Sham wow.
Sham. Wow. Okay, that was just number one piece of news, Danielle.
Then. So we all were just, the dust was settling from that yesterday. We were just like all taking that in. And we sort of like, okay, we were there. And then we all on the chain started to get into new things like Below Deck and Salt Lake City. You know, like we all just started to move away from that. But then.
Which one are you going with next? You go ahead.
I mean, these kind of broke at the same time. So I'm
like waves crashing on the shore.
Yeah, it's like, and you can't settle. You know how like you get tumbled by a wave and you try and get up again and then like another one hits you? Yeah. This came to me, which was, I'm going to go with the upsetting stuff as opposed to like, hey, this is something interesting and good. Which is, the upsetting thing is that 3 members of the Beverly Hills team tested positive for COVID. They are
so Erica tested positive for embezzlement. And those 3, go ahead.
Kyle Richards, to which our great friend Deanna Chang said she can't handle this. Meaning this is a woman that, again, COVID is very serious and I'm terrified and I'm locked in my house basically. And it's terrifying. But Kyle Richards, who is afraid of a bee, is not gonna take this in a way, like, hopefully she's not ill. Hopefully she's not feeling side effects. I pray.
Not going to take this in stride.
But she's not going to take this in stride. It's not going to be an easy ride.
No, and apparently they're all okay. But then you got to read.
You got to read
Kemsley, and then you got Kathy.
You got Kathy Hilton, who just joined the Housewives. Who's just like
you got LK, little Kathy,
and that like the 3 of them. And
then a crew member, although it said that sources said that Kathy and Kyle hang out, obviously outside of the show, and that Dorit was with them hanging out. So I don't know what's going on there and why wasn't the camera there. And I'm sure, I don't know what's happening, but the show has gone down. Garcelle had to spend her birthday in quarantine. A lot is coming.
So I hope they're all well. It says they're all doing okay and that they're not. I think they're asymptomatic as far as we know, as far as the public knows. But
it's like first Tom Hanks.
He was the first that we knew of, like, sort of celebrity to sort of like.
And now them.
It's just been a wild, wild winter. It's not even winter. I can't believe this. Just
not.
But it's not fucking winter. It's fall, Casey.
It's not fall.
Yes, it is, Casey. Winter is not until December 21st.
What?
Winter's not until December 21st. It's the winter solstice.
Well, that's honestly the hardest news to hear.
It's not
that
winter,
we're not even in winter. Now, the third piece of news, and I'll just read this headline. Now, the headline itself both doesn't come as a shock to me. There's certainly nothing wrong with it, of course. But it's just the way the rest of it plays out is a roller coaster ride. Mm-hmm. Real Housewife of Orange County, Bronwyn Wyndham Burke, comes out as a lesbian, but says she's still married to her husband. Bronwyn is living her truth. She came out as a lesbian and revealed she's currently dating a woman. I like women. I'm gay, she said. I'm happy to be where I am. I'm just starting to feel like I'm becoming the woman I'm meant to be. Wonderful. She's comfortable in her own skin. Wonderful, wonderful. She says she first began to come to terms with her sexuality, and we were there for this, Danielle, after sharing an on-screen kiss with Tamra Judge. Wow. And she thought to herself, this is who I really am. Then she started to say that she likes women. Then she becomes sober. Then I'm just going to keep going with the living arrangements here. Conscious uncoupling, indeed. I met someone I was interested in pursuing a relationship with. It became something I didn't want to hide anymore. So Bronwyn, who's been married to Sean Burke, as we know, for 20 years, they have 7 children together. She says, the couple briefly lived apart this year while they were working on redefining their marriage. I'll say they've since moved back under one roof. I love Sean. She says, I love him dearly. He's my person, but I'm not attracted to men and I never have.
Whoa.
Now, after I'm almost at the end, after having many conversations with Sean about her sexuality, she said her husband is supportive of her new relationship and they have no plans to divorce. We're in uncharted territory, she said. Sean and I are still married. I plan on staying married. We are not sleeping in the same bedroom right now, but we are in the same house. We are raising our kids together. He's my best friend. He knows the girl I'm dating and he's happy for me.
Well, this is just a ride.
Now, I've said it before, but when Gwyneth Paltrow came out and said conscious uncoupling, I said, not on my watch. If I get a divorce, Danielle, you'll be on that stand testifying as my husband and I try to destroy each other for our children as God intended.
I believe that.
If I pass, I'll be haunting him to the fucking end. I won't want him to be moving on and happy.
He's not going to get rid of you so quick.
No. So Sean is quite a guy.
He really is, and he always has been sort of on the journey with her. Whatever twists and turns she takes, she's driving the bus, and he's just a passenger, I feel like, in the whole thing. And God bless. I wish my relationship worked like that. We're both, like, fighting for the driving seat. But
now, someone on our chain, Danielle, had a theory, and I don't honestly even know if we can say this on whatever this is, a podcast. I'm going to throw it out, and we'll see how it lands, and if we're going to keep this in. Someone who shall remain nameless threw out some interesting theory about Bronwyn.
Which is?
Our friend posited that, we've heard that Bronwyn is struggling with sobriety. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, have not seen the season, but she's been struggling with sobriety. I think we've seen some of that last year.
Yes, we did.
And yet she has 8 kids. So it's like, oh, interesting, And believe me, this is not me saying. And our friend said she thinks she had so many kids so that she would have to remain sober at different points in her life.
I mean, we all do what we have to do to get through the day and to get alcoholism is a terrible disease and it is a disease. And so that
maybe the kids there was some relationship to the amount of kids with the desire to be sober. These are theories. We are not substantiated. We don't stand behind them.
No, we
I'm
don't
not proud of them.
No, they're just out there. They're just
theories. Look, I'm happy for her. I think that's wonderful. That she's a lesbian. I am curious to hear more in the Daily Mail about what goes on with her and Sean at the breakfast table.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that it was Tamra that lit the flame. Like I feel like the flame had been lit long ago, and she just is, like that because that was on screen. It's an easy thing to say.
If anything, I feel like with Tamra, she was like, "Oh, there's so much more out there for me. Like this is the one I get."
Yeah, like I just feel like that can't be the fire starter.
Now I've always been attracted to Bronwyn.
You have been.
Mm-hmm.
You have been.
But I'm attracted to everyone.
You are. None of the OC ladies have ever done it for me. Not a one.
Yeah, they're all horrible monsters.
Yeah. Oh, and believe me, I'm attracted to horrible monsters like Harry Dubin, who someone just sent me a picture of his son that's going to, I believe, college this year, Aviva's son. And he's gorgeous, you guys.
Oh, I believe it.
Gorgeous.
I believe it.
In shock. Gorgeous. I mean, I'm not in shock because Harry Dubin is a heart.
Okay, here's a prediction as we move through the years. We're all in the golden age of housewives, but I don't know where this is headed.
No.
Just know one of them will date another one's son. Big time. Mm-hmm. And I know we had a touch of that with Luann and the niece and Carol, but we're going to really see something. That Delilah Bell Hamlin's going to date Mauricio in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Something will happen, and we'll be hopefully right here to broadcast it.
Here at the microphone, reporting to you live with our press hats on. Someone did say to me, someone DM'd me and was mad at me for something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was because we were not covering OC or something. And they were like, you're not being a good journalist. And I was like, but I'm not a journalist.
Oh my God. I'm so honored that person categorized you and I, who have BFAs, in case you don't know, that's Bachelor in Fine Arts, and basically
in drama,
in theater, and a minor I have an uncompleted minor in women's studies.
Oh God!
Wow, thank you.
That's what I was like. Wow.
And I think we've just done some beautiful / problematic journalism in this last 10 minutes.
Yeah. So if for anyone who didn't think we were this angry person who was mad at me, guess what? They think I'm a journalist. And I'm
the closest I am to a journalist is I'm like Brian Williams, where I suddenly think I was there at certain things. That's me, but I appreciate that.
I think I'm more like that guy, Harvey Levin from TMZ, who just stands at a board. It's like, great. Sounds good. Like that terrible, terrible man. Terrible, awful man.
If anyone, I'm like Nikki Fink, like a woman who's kind of a shut-in and just goes, told ya. And we've never seen her face. We don't know that she says horrible things and then is like, I was right.
Yeah.
Should we take a quick break? We're going to come back. We have an incredible guest, and I want to get to him quickly and let him weigh in on some of this breaking news as well.
How can we not?
We'll be right back. We're back.
Guys, I've been very excited about this guest for a while. We've had him in the books. We had to book ahead because you can't just get at this lovely figure. You can't just get him. You got to book ahead. So he's been in the books for a while. I have been passionately stalking him on Instagram, and I don't know if he knows that I existed before today, but that's okay.
That's okay.
This artiste is a writer on one of my favorite shows, Big Mouth, which is so hilarious. He's an actor most recently on Modern Love, where he, got to, hang out with the hot priest, no big. And he's also a podcaster with an amazing podcast called Black Folks, which amplifies Black stories and Black experiences. He's an activist. He's an actor. He's a gem of a human being.
He's a lover.
Oh, he's a lover, guys.
Yeah. And a fellow NYU grad, which, is dorky, but we're going to shout out, go Violets.
Yeah, we used to say our degree and a token will get you on the subway.
Oh, please welcome Brandon Kyle Goodman.
Yay! I'm so happy to be here. What an introduction.
Yes, we really rolled out the red carpet for you.
I appreciate that.
Brandon, Brandon, we've wanted to have you for so long. You're a scholar.
A scholar.
On this subject matter.
Yes, very much.
Tell us everything. How did you come to it? What are your just get us into you and your relationship?
Yes, it was about a decade ago, maybe a little over. A little franchise called Real Housewives of New York began. Just a couple ladies, Bethany, Jill Zarin, and some other Luann, Countess, and I was hooked, honey, just hooked. I wanted the fabrics, I wanted the crown, I wanted the class, I wanted it all, honey. I wanted the weird children. What's her name from Brooklyn? She was in Brooklyn.
Alex.
Alex
and Simon.
Alex and Simon. Yes.
And their children were like Jacques and Pierre or something.
Like
Yes.
Francois.
Yeah.
Yes, very fake French, and I really just appreciated them. And then Atlanta was which I'm excited to talk about Salt Lake City today because I felt some Deshaun vibes.
Yes.
Some Deshaun. We're going to do this big party, and what is this? So I'm yes. Atlanta and New York were my gateways in, and now I'm Beverly Hills as well.
Okay.
And Salt Lake City, and there are a couple of them. Potomac, obviously.
And have you ever messed around with the racist gals of Dallas and OC? Have you ever dabbled in their nonsense?
Dip your toe in that pool.
I dipped my toe in Dallas. I think I was in Denver. I was working in Denver, and I dipped my toe in Dallas, and I fell asleep, honey, quickly. I couldn't do it. And then I tried OC, but they're
a handful.
Yeah.
They are a handful. A loving spoonful.
Before we get into this week's episodes, I do want to touch down, and Casey and I touched a little bit earlier, but on the news of yesterday, which was
so much news. Yes.
What do you make
Where do we
of
begin?
this claim? And again, Danielle and I never take the time to say allegedly on here, but we did this time for some reason. But allegedly that Erica and Tom's divorce is a sham, that he's taking money from like victims of a plane crash to support her lavish lifestyle. Thoughts?
My thoughts are, it sounds real to me.
That's so
I was like, because when it first got announced that they were getting divorced, I was like, wait, what? Why? It seems like we're almost at the end of his life. Like we can we can go to the end of this. And then it's like, why are we getting a divorce now? And that made sense to me. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. She loves him. Why would she just suddenly divorce? It sounds about right. Because that lifestyle, I mean, the Glam Squad lives better than all of us combined.
Just Mikey alone. I'm just like, how does she support all these human beings on that? And just like first class travel all the way.
All the way, which I appreciate that she does that, but also
because Dorit's people are in steerage.
Absolutely, yeah. They're driving. They're taking the train.
I mean, I do think Dorit is going broke trying to keep up her appearances on there. And Erica, I guess I just assumed Tom had so much money but this is a dark accusation.
Yeah. But I appreciate that they keep their looks up and that they keep it up for us. But it might give Erica a storyline. Because she was kind of, can we?
Yeah, I mean, here's what we think, though, or we have thought, is that I would love for her to open up to us like that, but she is so closed and shut that she's just going to use the, I can't talk about it. And we're just, so I worry that, it's going to get more boring because she's going to be more shut down and more
shut
closed
down.
off. That's my concern.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's an accurate concern because she gave us just the Chicago on Broadway, and I was like, honey.
Lisa Rinna trod those boards in her fucking diapers years ago.
Yes, as did Candy.
Candy did. Yes.
Nene has been. We've all.
Nene was Mama Morton.
We've all been in Chicago at this point, honey.
Everyone except Danielle and I.
Yeah, and that's what's so insulting about us not being asked to be in Chicago. Can I just put this out there? Is because I can't sing as well, and so if that's the only
that's not a barrier to entry anymore.
No, so
Wendy Williams did it. Williams did it. We should all be given a chance.
Wait, Brand.
Casey,
no.
you didn't know that? In like Wendy Williams' like first couple of seasons, she played Mama Morton.
Okay, I was seeing like a Roxy Hart turn.
Was it? No, I think it was
No.
Mama Morton. I don't think it was Roxy. I don't think they gave her.
I don't. They were like,
Roxy.
we do have to keep a standard.
Wow. There is a bar. There is a bar.
They're like, it's a low one for sure, but there is one. Okay, so Brandon, take us through where you're at. We're going to start with Salt Lake. It's our newest city. Okay. It's bringing a lot to the table. You know,
let me scroll to my notes.
Yes, I'm going to open to page 97 in my book. What are your thoughts? Let's just hear from you.
Okay, so originally about this last episode or just in general?
Anything. General, and then we'll get into the episode.
Okay, in general, I was very excited. I felt like the ladies knew. You know what I kind of miss? I do miss like old seasons because I miss when the ladies didn't know what they were doing. They were, you know, a little messier, a little more unhinged. Mm-hmm, These ladies, I feel like, know what positions they're playing, especially Jen. Mm-hmm, Jen is like, oh, I'm here to serve looks and to drag bitches as much as I can. Yeah. And I feel like everyone's doing, I loved how they set up Mary. Like we knew beforehand about the grandpa, but I love that they held her. They held the editing. Give them an Emmy.
Give them everything.
Can we? Emmys for editing and camera work.
EGOTs, especially for the ones who are getting their bottoms pinched by what's his name's husband.
Ashley's husband.
Yeah, all the cameramen. God bless.
All the camera, all of them. But I loved the first episode, and then I thought it was a little dull, episode 2 and 3. But I feel like they're figuring out their groove. I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely like, I'm here for the season. I bought the whole season.
You know, you're already in.
Yeah, I had the season pass. I'm here. I'm committed.
I have to say, this episode got me. Like, this episode just gave me so much. From a real divorce or separation, which is heartbreaking, to a party in the middle of the day.
Right, the high noon. The sun was bright.
Glistening off that white snow.
Across from, I don't know if anybody saw this, but across from a cheesecake factory.
Of course. I rewound it. I said, I have to see, what is that?
And then guys, it was so,
I loved the party. I loved the luncheon. I did. You know, it felt like she took a bunch of themes and like threw them up in the air and then just took 3. Absolutely. And like the key to it all to me was the beta fish on the table. The personalized beta fish.
Wow.
And when she said to those people, she's like, can you not read? See, I have a soft spot for Marianne Cosby.
Oh, I love her.
Do you?
I do. A little bit. She seems like a little Adderalled out or manic as well.
Yes.
But then sometimes she'll land the plane. For a second, she'll touch down. And then she's right back up.
For a split second, you have to really pause and rewind to like catch that second.
Or like her eyes sort of settle. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like, because her brain is moving around in the head.
It's everywhere. I mean, like that house. I was so excited to see the inside of that house. Did you see the leaves just across
and the green carpeting? Like what?
Elves.
What are we doing, Mary?
What are we doing?
Now, here's where I'm touching down with Mary a little more. I mean, she really did make me laugh this week when she just addressed everything so plainly. She said, and I quote, "The reality is I'm married to my grandmother's second husband, my step-grandfather. And that came with homes, money, and the church. And don't think it wasn't weird, because it was." I mean, and then she's darkly saying like, oh, and then the guys, whoever's like, oh, did you sleep together on the first night? She's like, oh, no. She's like, and not the first week. You know, I said I had the period, and then I said I had my period for 28 days later. I was like, this is fucking dark as hell.
It's dark and it's gold. I mean, like episode 1 where she's trying to explain it and you just like, she blacks out as she tries to explain why she's married to her grandfather. You can't explain it, honey.
No.
I wish she would own it a little more. But
like, now I love that the other friends like Lisa and Meredith and Whitney are all like, yeah, she's married to her step-grandfather, but that doesn't mean we can say shit about it. Yes. They're like now on her side. They're like, how dare she mention she's married to her grandpa?
Well, one of them was like, I forget who said this, but she was like, yeah, I mean, I would marry a grandfather, not my own, but I would marry a grandfather. They're people too. It was just like...
You're like, yeah, I guess. And I would as well. I would not marry my grandpa. I just want to go on record. I would never marry my grandfather, but I would marry someone who was a grandfather.
Right, like maybe our grandpas, but not yours.
Yes.
Right, and vice versa.
There's a line.
And vice versa.
It's that Wendy Williams bar. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that Chicago bar. I do have a bar.
Now,
it's long,
I
but I have
thought
a bar.
Mary M. Cosby's line of the evening or the day
Yes.
of the Stark Day party was when she was explaining the champagne, and she says 5,600 people died and it made the best grapes in the world. It's like there was a drought and it killed.
I want her to write a book. Can she write a book? I'll buy it.
I'll buy every word. I'll pay by the word. I will love it.
Yes. Also, I lived for her reminding us the truffles were $8,000 a pound. I just, at high noon, $8,000 a pound, just so you guys know. I was like, that's my kind of friend.
I think we might be finding out some Girardi, Erica. There's something going on with that, like all of it. I just want to make one counter quote.
Yes,
to yours.
please.
I did appreciate a church, and please know I was crying when Whitney's father was crying. I appreciated when Mary M. Cosby said, he's that kind of God. He leads you to it. He'll see you through it. I did. I appreciated that.
It's good. But did you appreciate her prayer? Her prayer was really...
unhinged. She's not well.
For our first lady, I was like, wow, that's the prayer. Okay. Thank you for Jen. Thank you for Meredith. Thank you for... Okay, cool. Got it.
I have a question about the money because her church does not seem large by any scope. Like, I thought it was going to be like mega church.
A mega church.
Money.
Sure.
The way she's spending and living. And it's not cheap to live in Salt Lake City. And it's a lifestyle. And she's spending all this fucking money. So even if the money, as people are saying, is coming from like tithing and stuff, which is terrible and unconscionable.
Yes. Yeah.
It still doesn't seem enough to me. Where is this? It's her grandmother's money too. But did that also come from the church? Was the church bigger? I just have so many questions.
I don't think it's coming from the church, right? It must be like investments or a side hustle. I don't know. I feel like that family is I think once you marry your grandfather, and nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
There are some shady dealings.
Right.
There's a Joe Teresa kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like season 5 we're gonna really get into.
Well, but the weird thing is if you just dropped into their household on a Nest Cam and you didn't know anything, you'd be like, okay, there's a little kind of older kind of guy who's shuffling around the kitchen making smoothies with kind of a Mr. Potato Head physique, and you'd just be like, oh, that there's
you said that delicately.
With love, and there's a normal family. And then when you peel, and seeing their banter about their son and where's he going to go to school.
Yes.
And then when you just know what's happening, it's so wild.
It's insane.
Now, Jen, I thought it was a very sad reveal when we finally saw what the Shaw Squad had put together for her look for the flapper party.
Are we talking about the pearls? The
one with the slit up the front and the guys carrying the train. And I expected more, unfortunately, after 8 people had worked on it.
It was a team. It's the biggest team we've seen. I feel like
it was a team effort.
It was, and it didn't. Sometimes a group mind isn't best. Sometimes you just need 1 or 2 cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Too many cooks in that kitchen for that dress. I agree.
She's a sad character. Just saying she's always so lonely. I don't care for her. I think and I love that all of her friends were like, I went over and comforted Jen because I'm very scared of her.
It's very true. She yells at anything and anyone for any reason. But that's why I love Heather, because I feel like Heather to me is... Now, Cynthia Bailey is my queen, let's be real.
So
but I feel like she plays that position that I'm the kind one who's going to really bring the peace and be level-headed. And we need that in every franchise. And so I feel like Heather gets it. She gets what Jen's going through and is a Jen whisperer, shall we say? Yes.
I love Heather. I feel like before we've kind of been like, oh, there's Carol in New York. She's like us.
Yes.
And it's no, Heather's like us.
She said, I have a quote for you at the
Please.
very beginning when she was going after Jen, but she said, don't clear the burger or the lollipop drumsticks. And that's when I fell in love.
Me too.
I was like, Heather is my girl. That's my queen. Do not clear that burger or the lollipop drumsticks. Don't you dare.
Either or.
And
And then I love when calling Sharif, Jen's husband, she said, you'll see me. I'm the one in a flapper dress with cankles. I love Heather. And she's a nice person.
I just felt because I was like, I have too been like, I'm at this place, I'm getting free food, which is something I really miss in the pandemic, is just a party with, like, I
with a lot of free food.
Yes.
The little burgers, the nice.
Yeah, a drumette, anything. And I was
Yes.
just like, when she was like, don't clear it, I felt that pain of like, that panic of like, don't let them take my food. Like, I felt it so hard.
I felt it. We've all been there. We've all been there. Yes. Agreed.
And I loved her so much.
I liked Heather's strange party for her employees where she was just like, guys, don't do this. She's like,
The baby
parenting
shower?
is fucking hell. Yeah, it wasn't like uplifting. She's like, stop. She's like, they need to know. It's horrible.
She
I
wasn't
just
the
felt
right
like it was too quick. Like we need to really sit in. All of your employees are pregnant. Let's talk about like what, it just felt like a really big coincidence. No? Like,
yeah.
I just felt like we breezed over like all of your employees.
Right. Like we were like forced to just accept that very quickly.
Well, I'm going to say something, and I don't know. I've never been to Salt Lake City, so I'm really going out on a limb here. But it feels like once you turn 20 in Salt Lake and you're of female persuasion, you are pregnant.
Yeah.
Like I don't know this from facts. I just know this from like
The one show you've watched.
that and Big Love. I
Yes,
just am
no.
like, it seems to me like you get on that family train if you're in the Mormon community. I don't know this to be
Sure.
true. So this is coming from no actual knowledge, just my preconceived
Allegedly.
notion.
I'm adding the allegedly.
Again, we rarely say that on this show.
Yes.
Yeah. Brandon, what do you think of Meredith and Lisa?
If you can tell them apart, because
Oh.
it's tough.
I can't. I had to. So because I knew it was coming here, I was like, I have to. Who are these ladies? Because I realized that I didn't know their names. And Meredith and my husband was like, it's Lisa, and I was like, no, it's not. But it is in fact Lisa. I enjoy Lisa's face, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like she has a face, and I'm like, I'll watch. What do you like? It just feels like there's something shady behind her eyes. Like she's plotting.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's plotting, but I just feel like Lisa looks like she is in a state of plotting.
Yes.
As
A
for
state
Meredith,
of plotting, I love that.
a state of plotting. As for Meredith, I don't believe this divorce. I don't know. I just feel like I was like, they're separated, but they're still dating. I don't know. Maybe I'm. I feel there are some lies and trickeries and
Deceit.
plotting for your storyline.
Like do you think someone cheated? I feel like if anyone cheated, it was her.
Yeah.
Oh yes, she's gorgeous. I mean,
Gorgeous.
she's stunning.
Gorgeous. I screamed at my husband because he likes Salt Lake and we were watching and I said, isn't Meredith gorgeous? And he's like, yeah. And I go, you know what? I'm like, because he was kind of tepid response. I go, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful woman, and she's about to be 50. She's gorgeous, and if you don't think she's attractive, I'll never look like that. So fuck you.
It was personal. It was
It
personal.
became very personal. I'm like, she's so beautiful. Like,
Stunning.
you're not gonna like me. It just got very strange and
It
selfish.
was like dark.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about her son and his reaction to Jen's vagina?
Can we talk about her son and how I appreciate her son
Mhm.
being on this show? Her son, for me, like that, I just feel like now I'm on the show.
Yes.
You know, like I feel
Right, we see ourselves in Heather. You see yourself in Brooks.
Yes. I just love
It's
him.
my
But yes.
dream, and again, I'm not having any more children, and I have a daughter, but to have him as my son, like that's what I always
Yes.
dreamed of, having in a son, like someone who I'm that close with. Even when he's like 20, we're gonna like travel the world together. Like
Yes.
he loves his mother so much, and she
So
loves him. They're
much.
such good friends. It feels like a really healthy
And
relationship.
to me, see, I don't think it feels that healthy in the sense that I think when she keeps saying, like, I just invested so much of myself in the kids, like, I think she and Brooks are life partners, like, in a nice way. Like, she doesn't need Seth.
Yeah,
I think she's got Brooks.
That's
by
what
the way,
I
no
want.
one needs anyone but Brooks. So I agree, but
yeah,
Brooks so seamlessly joined this show.
Oh.
It was like he'd always been there.
He's gonna have a snowflake by the end of the season.
I
just
hope.
feel like, or like he's gonna turn into friend of, or some. I just feel like he will.
Why can't we give him the snowflake though?
Why not?
Because I know we say, oh, well, he's not a housewife. It's like none of them are goddamn housewives at this. None of them are wives at this point. Like
at this point, yes.
It doesn't.
Why haven't we had any men?
I think I think we haven't had any because you have to get dirty, down and dirty, and I don't think you just want to watch a man fight women like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
sure, okay,
sure. Like it's uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable to watch.
That's a good reason.
And we like a lot of uncomfortable things on these shows, but you're right. I don't.
Yes, like Don Juan. Like when Don Juan steps in,
Yes.
don't you get a little uncomfortable in Atlanta when Don Juan gets in there?
I'm like, what's happening?
You're like, oh, stop it.
Yes, that is true. But I am attracted to Don Juan, and I will say that.
Gorgeous.
Danielle, I know what you mean, though. I did feel like Brooks overreacted a hair because I didn't see Jen's vagina. Maybe, I guess he did from his vantage point, but the way he was kind of like, I won't allow that behavior in our home. I'm like, you're 20.
Yes, but he knows what position he's playing.
Yes.
He's like, listen, I'm going to have a storyline too. Don't play. Like,
right. And I like how he was like, I didn't like it for me, and I certainly didn't like it for my sister, Chloe. By the way, I've taken a deep dive down Chloe's Instagram. What we saw with Jen is nothing.
Really?
Wow. We got to find Chloe's.
The minute we get off the Zoom, I'm all
Drop
about
it in the chat. Yes.
In a nice way. She's out and about, out open and free, and she's beautiful.
She's out there. Beautiful. Yeah, I knew that Brooks came to play when I noticed that he had gloss on his lips in the back seat in episode 1. I was like,
I love
he's
it.
here to play.
He did come to play. You're absolutely. I mean, he is not going to college.
No, he dropped out. If his mom got on Housewives and he's like, I'm out of here, motherfuckers.
I'm out of here. I've made it.
He threw a match over his shoulder at Arizona State and just.
It's like, bye-bye.
I have made it. I've arrived. Yes.
And he has.
Yes. He has.
Now,
yes.
Whitney, I don't mean to be demeaning, and I know a lot of people take offense to pointing out women's vocalizations and their voices, but wow.
Whitney gives me Robin vibes. Do you know where I'm just like
doing the very least, but making the most with the least?
I guess, but also like I'm bored. I mean, her father's the most interesting thing, just because of the hair and the way the editors when she's talking about
say his issue, but okay.
No, the hair, the black hair is everything to me.
And to find out he was a hairdresser, wasn't that just the worst?
The editing when she says he was a hairdresser.
I know. In terms of his internal struggles, the hair may come first, unfortunately.
Yeah. That hair is
It's tough. I will say it's a tough way to start a show using Whitney's voice. When I heard last week on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I don't want to change it. I don't want to.
And Whitney gets those titties out for the testimonials.
Ooh,
just gold orbs, which I like too. But wow, she brings those things right out.
Yes. But do you like her?
I don't like her, no.
Okay, no.
I don't know where I stand with her yet. I have to kind of see when she's not on the stripper pole, I don't recognize her, honestly. Like she confused, when she's like on the pole where I'm like, oh, there's Whitney. Otherwise I'm sort of like, where did she go? Where did she disappear off to? But I'll watch her, but she's not like my.
She has potential. I forget what it was, but she said it makes no sense. Something about Mary, where I think it was her style or something, and she was like, it makes no sense, but it actually screams Mary. Yeah. And I was like, that's a little drag. That's a little read.
Yeah,
it's a little shade.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
I think if she could water that shade, she might give us a couple.
And it'll turn into a shade tree if she waters that.
Yeah, if she waters it. She has the seeds there.
Here was something shocking to me, that Meredith and Jen have only been friends for 1 year, with a reaction that Jen gave to her about not sleeping over her house, or like, I'm a true friend, to find out that they had been friends for one single sun, like
and
year around the sun.
I think that year consisted of the producers putting them on a like text chain together and saying like, "Hey, you guys are cast members."
Absolutely. Because whenever the newer franchises go, I don't know why they think they're in their group. I'm like, okay, cool, got it. Cast. What you mean to say is cast. I just met you.
Now, Brandon, I just want to say really quick, I know what you're saying about Lisa and Meredith and the marriage, but I did cry. I did think it was sweet, Lisa's reaction to Meredith.
At the art gallery?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where Lisa kept asking to touch the art. My husband was like, what? That's unacceptable. I'm like, that's what you're the most upset by on this show. And she's like,
I just want to
you must
touch
have decorum in the gallery.
Yeah.
Do not touch.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that there's much more because we need to get to Potomac, but
Yes. Oh, I do have one thing.
Yes, please.
When was it Lisa visiting Mary, and Lisa said something like, "It's eclectic," and it sounded like a slur, didn't it? Sound when she described her house as eclectic. I've always loved being eclectic, but when Lisa said it, I was like, "Oh God,
yeah,
don't."
Yeah, it was a slam.
It was
awful.
Yeah,
it was a read.
She didn't use it as a compliment.
It was not.
No.
It was not.
But again, I appreciate the unlikely rallying between Meredith and Miriam Cosby and Lisa. Like that crew to me is something special to witness.
It'll blossom.
Yeah.
It'll blossom.
To stick up for a woman who's married to her grandfather and just everyone like has to accept it is just a weird hill to die on, but I'm there for it.
Me too.
Yes. I'm there for it. Who do you guys think will not make it to season 2? Have you thought about this already?
Always.
Can you already tell?
No.
Unless
I think they're all coming back.
You think they're all coming back?
Maybe not Whitney, but I think they're all back.
You? Okay, yeah. I say maybe not Whitney.
Because here's the problem with Jen. We sort of need Jen because she is like a fighter. But yes. I don't know that she's interesting enough. We'll have to see where Jen takes the season, because if it's just this weird anger that nobody's really invested, I don't think any of us were really invested in like the drama of her getting invited or not to the sleepover. So, I bet Jen will be back, but if she doesn't, like do something or like that feels real, we're not going to see her for a third.
Yes, I think Jen will make it to season 2, but season 3, not sure. Mm-hmm. I do think Elisa, Meredith, there might have to be a pick because I think they're too. Wow. It feels.
I'd
too
like to
similar.
see them turn on each other.
Ooh.
Ooh. We both just like acted like we'd eaten. I know. I was just like, ooh, something good in my tummy.
Yeah, because maybe Lisa goes with and her boring husband go with Seth. We never know.
Yeah, we never know. Have they asked you to be producers on the show yet? Because I feel like we should all be producers on this show. I feel like we would be really
waiting for the call.
No? Waiting for the call. I will say the last thing is that I really appreciate about Bravo right now is what they're up to with the interstitials on Salt Lake, just the glistening snow and the Christmassy feel. And then the Mormon church, like they're making me feel like I want to go there and be with these people? Like, what?
Yes.
They're doing great.
I will say, though, I don't know if you guys noticed, or maybe it's my amazing HD, but some of that snow was fake. Like, go back and watch it, everybody. But, like, when they had, like, the snow falling, it was fucking fake.
Oh.
That was put in post.
I appreciate they know what we need, though. They were like, the people need snow. So
yes, right. They're like, this is the holidays we needed. It's the holidays now. Like I appreciate Salt Lake right now. Yeah, as I do Potomac. Should we take a quick break and come back with the ladies of Potomac, Maryland? Imperfections. We all have them. So why do we hold our groceries to a different standard? Walking down the produce aisle at the store is honestly like looking at the Real Housewives of fruits and vegetables. They're so perfect. But when you get your groceries from Imperfect Foods, you help create a kinder, less wasteful food system that embraces food of every shape, size, and physical appearance. They're on a mission to reimagine grocery delivery for a kinder, less wasteful world, which I love. Imperfect Foods delivers sustainable, affordable groceries, including produce, quality protein, eggs, and dairy. Try Imperfect Foods now
For a limited time, get 20% off plus free shipping on your first order. Go to imperfectfoods.com and use Housewives to sign up. That's 20% off plus free shipping at imperfectfoods.com. Offer code Housewives.
We're back.
Yay.
Brandon, what are your thoughts on Potomac?
Potomac it's like eating your mother's favorite meal. It's like snuggling with a good throw blanket and a hot chocolate. It is. It's just good to the last drop. I'm just really grateful to be here to talk about it.
Me too. And me too. There's so much going on in this world that is so difficult that to then get to. And I like to wait till for the right time. I'll put it off a couple days just to really be able to
save it.
Yes. To enjoy it. So I am very appreciative of these women giving us what they're giving.
You can always depend on Giselle's just terrible sense of style to make a day better, to make you better, to make you feel better.
She had a cape this week at her daughter's birthday party that I want to just quickly share a quick anecdote.
Yes,
a couple friends of mine for my 40th wanted to get me a present, go in together, June and Kulop and Matt. And apparently Kulop suggested a cape that I had looked at that I really liked. I mean, this was a Gucci cape. I mean, it was a beautiful cape. I would have been lucky to have it. I would have felt badly they spent that much money on it, but it was a beautiful cape. Apparently June called Kulop with a tone you can't imagine and said, "Is this what we want for our friend? Entering her 40s, covering up her sexuality in 2020 in a cape?" She was like, June's like, "It sets the wrong tone for her decade. I want her out there. I don't want her covered up in a cape." And Kulop was like, I just thought she might like it.
I have to say that when I turned 40, June, the same friend June, gave me a speech that said, "I want your body out. Like, I want it at the people. I want to get at it, and I want it at the people." And so
she loves your breasts out. She's upset that you hide your body. Yeah.
I love June. June gets it.
She gets it. So then to see Giselle in the cape, I actually understood what she meant. Like, Giselle is this gorgeous, beautiful woman.
Gorgeous, stunning.
And she's still getting away with this bad fashion. That's how beautiful she is.
She is gorgeous, but can we send her a team? The house is worse. Can we just admit
the
house and the editing on the house? The first time they take her to the house and they stay on her glam station, which Marie Kondo would just die immediately. Immediately.
And the gentleman doing her glam. I mean, the whole thing.
I feel like, and I know somebody, Casey, I think you told me this, that someone started a GoFundMe for her to retake her glam shot. And I know.
Yes, I think I saw that.
Did you see that? Again,
I think I saw that. Yes,
there are
yes.
better places we can put our money right now, of course.
Certainly.
It does.
But if you have $1 to spare, but if you do.
Yeah, we all have maybe $1 to spare.
But if we all have if we could all, because we all need
we could
this.
hold hands around the globe. And get Giselle just a little something, even just a Pinterest board,
something.
a lookbook, something
we all want what's best for her. We're all fighting.
We're rooting for her.
Yes.
We're rooting for her. In the Tyra Banks, we are rooting for you, honey.
Yes. So I was rooting for you.
Yes.
I feel like Andy's going to address it in the reunion. I think he'll say,
yes.
Giselle, there's been a lot of, and he's going to do it like he does. He's going to be like, "And I think you look great today. But there's been a lot of comments about your fashion. And I want to know if it will penetrate her." She doesn't seem to care.
No, she doesn't. But I feel like he's going to make Karen do it. That's how he's going to do it.
Well, she'll do it.
He's going to show the clip package.
He's going to show the clip. He's going to show that beautiful.
That run that Karen went on.
How dare they?
The run that they went on this week, it had me howling. Okay. Karen goes, "I have started a company called Wig Shift." And I need the girls to be there. They've all been with me on this wig journey forever. And then they cut to all the women. Giselle goes, I have absolutely never heard of this wig line. Where does it come from? What even is it? Everyone is shocked. Ashley's like, wigs?
I have questions.
Yeah.
Ashley,
I have questions.
Yes. yes.
We were all shocked because none of us who have been on, I have been watching her Insta. I have been on the journey of her life. Karen Huger. I was on the ground floor of La Dame. Like, I knew when that was happening.
Yes.
So for this to come out of the woodwork was a shock to everybody involved.
Truly. The whole world gasped. We all, at the same time, we were shocked, agog, and felt a little betrayed that we hadn't seen it coming.
Absolutely. Now, Brandon, could you take us, and maybe anyone who didn't see, through the event? That
At
was
the hair
the
doctor?
launch
Yes.
At the hair doctor? In the back of the strip mall?
Yeah, there's been a lot of strip mall parties this week.
What floored me was how crammed everyone looked. Do you know? And then there's a whole crew there. And it just looked like it was in somebody's one bedroom apartment, on the Upper East Side, just crammed, all the chairs. It was a gift. It was a gift to, like, horrible for them, but for us, just such a beautiful gift to see that.
Because I was thinking, like, food, past apps, like...
No. You thought too much. I
thought too much. Like, and then she's trying to get some of them into these all 4 blonde wigs that looked very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And she's like, they all have different personalities. And
versatility, remember? My favorite was at the house when, is it Steven? She was like, I want a wig with versatility. And he's holding like a long, brown, kinky wig. And she goes with the blonde one. And I was like, honey, you wear blonde. Like, she's delusional. And I appreciate it.
I love her so
too.
much.
And then when Wendy breezed in with her beautiful hair, and she just simply said, I won't be putting on one of those wigs.
She's like, this glam. I did glam today.
Exactly. She's like, I'm not doing that.
Good.
Ashley, of course, sat her ass right down.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Candace looked stunning.
Candace did look good.
Candace looked great. Robin, on purpose, I think she did that to her. I think she did that to her on purpose. Because of embezzled, right? Is that what it's called? Embezzled? Embellished.
Embellished.
Sorry,
Embellished.
I did what Giselle did. Oh my God. Embellished.
Embezzled. Embellished.
Oh my God, embellished.
I have ordered some embellished hats.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I've ordered.
Support small business. Yes.
I'm supporting
Support
small business.
local.
Absolutely. Local.
Buy local.
Yes.
And now I ordered these over a month ago. I have received contact from Robin that
Oh no!
Look,
Oh no!
I mean, Robin can't.
It's like, I don't want to hear anything from you, but like, here's the product.
No, I have heard from
We're
Robin.
not pen pals. Send me your fucking merch.
I've heard from Robin. She has emerged, and she has. And look, now can Robin even show up at a place on time? No. So That's why I ordered the hats.
Did she pay her taxes on time?
Yes. No.
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 Time is not her thing.
She has said, look. It takes a while. I'm just going to warn you guys now. It's a lot. It's a small business is under a lot of strain during these times.
Danielle, you're kidding.
I'm not. I have a fucking email. I don't have it in front of me, but she sent, it's like embellished by Robin. I was like, oh, it's going to say your hats are coming. It's like, nope. Not yet.
Because we think that so many people are ordering this hat. Is that what we really do? Because she's under strain because so many people are
many people are ordering. We're in a pandemic. A lot of things happening.
She needs to get those hats. It's
She
like
needs to get those
even when you need
Toot
money
sweet.
and like to not get people the hats that.
Now, have we received Cynthia Bailey's cargo pants or sunglasses? No, we ordered those 2 years ago.
No, we haven't.
No, we have not.
Now, can I say something?
Pending.
Yes.
Can I say something that it's going to just make people angry? If I heard this, I'd be like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up, okay? So
But
I'm
you're still going to go for it.
Yeah. Go.
Can Ashley get a babysitter, please?
Please. Thank you.
I'm not here to see what I have at home.
Exactly.
Baby Dean,
Ashley,
get a babysitter for Baby Dean.
Absolutely. With all that money, can't we just At least put him at the other table with the babysitter. When she was with Monique, I was like, it's too much. Like,
we're trying
Monique's
to deal with
having a whole Branzino. She's having a whole Branzino at
she
lunch.
ordered a whole Branzino. Don't think, as a former waiter, I did not clock that.
I was like, Monique wants you to know no matter what, she's wealthy and she's here and she's going to stay. Whole Branzino, please.
I didn't even clock that, guys.
You didn't clock that?
I didn't clock it. I was too busy,
delicious.
watching Monique and her beautiful hair and makeup have to deal with baby Dean stretched out and drooling.
No, when
Absolutely.
I was like, when she ordered that whole Branzino, I just felt for the waiter. I was like, oh, she's going to be here for fucking ever because she's got to debone that shit.
Well, Danielle, they were the only people in the restaurant.
True. But that whole Branzino was a move.
I clocked it. Don't you worry. I traded it in.
Brandon, we need to know, as we ask every guest, where are you in terms of Monique and Candace and then the
Team
Karen
Monique,
Huger
Team
element at the end?
You're Team Monique. Now, why?
I'm Team Monique. Because listen, here's the thing. I do know that Karen Huger lied, and this is why I think Karen Huger is delusional, but she did lie about the thing. But in terms of Monique and Candace, I am Team Monique because Candace, that mouth, I mean, you can't run your mouth for 2 seasons. I mean, Monique almost dragged her pregnant and all, quote, I will drag you pregnant and all, you know? So, like, you already know, like, Monique is not here to play, and then you keep playing with her. And the reason, people like the violence or whatever, I'm like, I understand, but everyone stayed on camera. Like everyone stayed in front of the cameras. Didn't nobody run away. So I feel like everyone's fine. Everyone's still on the show. So
everyone's got a storyline now.
Everyone's got a storyline. Like we're all good. So Team Monique all day.
I'm Team Monique as well. 100%.
I think most of the world is. Like, did I feel for Candace at some point?
Of course.
I didn't. Never once.
I did.
No, I know.
Honestly, I would have done
nice,
the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
And I've shared that many times.
You have done similar.
I have.
I just think you don't get to just say anything to anyone and
expect
and walk away.
Nothing. You don't get to do that.
You don't.
Can we talk about, I want to know what you feel, Brandon, about Karen leaving her own party and that her plans were always to leave the party. She had dinner.
Right.
Not just party, launch of her business.
The wig shift with a bang party.
Yes.
And isn't the episode called Shifty Wigs?
Yeah.
Is that right? Shifty Wigs.
Yeah, I mean, I loved that she had dinner. I just loved that she was like, "We're going to dinner." It's like you're leaving everybody. Like, that's just, the Countess Luann would be disappointed. I would just say, in terms of class and hosting,
it was some Ramona-like work. Just like,
yes,
of course I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course
Ray and I have dinner plans. We've always had these plans.
Yes. Did you love when she tried to show them the packaging? When she really, did you cringe when they were talking about that the Candace and Monique of it all, and then Karen tried to present the packaging?
Yes. It was a tough moment.
It was a tough one. It was tough.
It was very tough. Now, okay, did Karen? Was this like a because did the producer say to Karen, look, you need to time this so that Candace and Monique cross paths? Or is this Karen's doing solely on her own? It felt like the producers, I don't know, it just felt an energy of like they wanted that to happen, which I wanted it to happen, of course. Or are they just like, no, this is a lawsuit. Our hands are, our hands are clean. Like what happened there with Karen and timing Monique to come first?
I know. I wondered that myself. I even if the producers told her to do it, she still had to say yes or no. And I think that she knew that would be good drama if she did it. Everyone just wants a storyline. We all want to be the A story. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, we all want to be the A story. And that is the A story, Monique and Candace. So I do think that Karen was aware and it just didn't work out for her. But I do think she was.
But why would she? It's so shady to tell her to come early. And then to have Monique be there early.
But then to not get there early was also
it was just.
But then she did look stressed. She did look stressed when she was like, Monique, is your car here?
So she did look stressed. You're right.
She looked stressed. So I don't know.
But then we found out she told Candace to come early. So I don't know. It was a weird, shady moment. Like she had started to feel bad about it or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Do you think her intention was to like, again, be the Cynthia Bailey and like kind of make peace and like get the credit for making peace?
I think that's what she was going to have at the ready to say, but I think she wants to see it blow up.
And she wants to be there when it blows up. She doesn't want to be in the bathroom a la Ashley.
Yeah, the way she ran.
No.
Yeah, she wants to be in there.
She wants to be there in the room where it happens, as they say.
As they say. Now, Dr. Wendy and her mom in the
Can we
patch.
talk? Mama Susan?
Oof,
Mama Susan is not here to play. Also with a cape.
Also,
Get rid of that cape.
And I hate,
Get rid of that
I was
cape.
going to point out, but Ashley was also in a cape when she ran to that bathroom.
God, yes.
Okay, and I love them
Capes are
again.
in. Yeah, capes are in. I'll
in.
probably buy one.
Just not when you
myself.
turn 40 in 2020. It's not the tone you want to set.
No. Body out. Yes.
So I felt like I did sort of feel for Mama Susan. Like, should I not have?
Well, first of all, how many degrees does Wendy have?
5.
4. Come on,
Well,
you guys.
I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5.
No, it's 4. She says it so often.
She
I'm
definitely
sure
thought it
it's
was
4.
5. But you know what? You're right.
The
It's
price
4.
is right.
I know. I went above, so I lose. And I'm disappointed in myself. I almost want to cut it out of the podcast, but I want to be honest. So I'll say, did not get this right. Because
I don't know. I felt the pain of her being like, I've sacrificed so much. And then to be so proud of everything that Wendy has achieved, to then just, I just could see in her brain and mind and heart, she was like, what? Like comprehending that. I don't know. I felt for her.
A professor is such a noble profession. You know what I mean? Like a teacher, a professor. Yeah. It's such an absolutely noble profession that when your child's like, no, I want to be a pundit. Like you know what I mean? Which is, again, you're just, not that they're, obviously Anderson Cooper and, Don Lemon. We see some amazing people on the TV, but.
The hard thing is though, Mama Susan has already had to accept she's a housewife.
Yeah.
With her 4 degrees, she became
with her
a Real Housewife.
3 degrees.
But she gives me hope.
Her 5, 7.
With her 17 degrees. She does give me hope, though, that we're going to get a classy bunch of houses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that with her 2 degrees, that she is still making time to be on the show. There's still time.
Well, I want to know what the end game is, because if you have that many degrees, and I honestly think that being a housewife is a real and wonderful profession. But how, like, if you have those other 4 degrees, like, what is the end game? Because I don't think you can go back to CNN.
I don't think
right?
Yeah.
It's once you've gone on Housewives.
Although Alexis Bellino, she did like Good Morning LA or Good Morning OC or Good Day, whatever.
It gets worse and worse every time.
No,
like she was on the Today Show.
Well, like look at local, Candy Buress, because she, first of all, she's the only really successful housewife we have, like who is a true success, like self-made. Multi-millionaire with talent that has written,
still putting out songs.
Yeah, still putting out songs.
Still putting out the fires between her insane mother and Todd.
And now, but we've seen her go to Housewife and still have sort of like a career. Like she's on a bunch of TV shows, respectable, good TV shows. We're not talking about like Malibu Country, whatever that thing was.
No, The Shy. Wasn't she on The Shy?
Yeah. So she's on like good shows, like. I don't think we're getting that. Like, I don't know how, though, Wendy goes.
I think Wendy can swing it 100%.
You think she can still go back to, like, American University and everybody's like, sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think she can do that easily. Personally, I think people can get in different lanes.
Well, I was going to ask, do you think that she's giving us what we need in order to come back for season 6?
No,
I don't either.
No.
Because
I had hope for her.
Because she is a pundit. Like she belongs in like a nice world.
She's never going to let go entirely. Yeah. Because like all of us, even if we consider ourselves good people, when we really let go, we're garbage. You know what I mean? Like all of us, inside and out, garbage. And even if
trash.
And so, and what a lot of housewives do well is that they just lose the layer. They're willing to lose the layer and show every facet, good and bad, of their
Although
personality.
Erica's never lost it,
Yes.
and people are tired of that.
So Wendy, I don't know if she can still stay in the world of like
Although,
punditry.
let's not forget when she went nuts on Ashley for bringing baby Dean. And now I'll say I agree with her.
That is so real. Yes. Now I'm like, yeah.
She is capable.
Thank you for going off.
I like Wendy. I'm just like, oh, she's not crazy enough to be on these shows.
I just don't know.
You know what it is? And I'm glad you brought up Erica, because I feel like why Erica sustains is because Erica also gives us the looks, right? So like what Erica doesn't give us in content, she gives us in looks. And Wendy has not figured that piece out. And so we're getting absolutely nothing, not even a look.
No, and the problem is there's a slower learning curve now because,
Yes.
I mean, like you have to pick up the pace because when Erica was giving, like, we didn't know that existed before Erica.
Right. Yes.
And that's where I'm going to give the women of Salt Lake, like, yes, tragic fashion sense, but they're trying so hard that it's something. It's like,
yes. And it works for where they are. Does that make sense? Like it works. It works.
They're a
for
Salt
where they
Lake
are.
10.
Yes. Oh, 1,000%. An 11. A Salt Lake 11.
Yes.
Yes.
As I've said, like, I am from a stone's throw from Potomac, Maryland. Like, they're dressing for their area. Like, that's what we're going to get, you know, in the nation's capital.
But I think we can get better from Giselle. I think we deserve better from
Giselle has no excuse. We deserve. We do deserve.
I think
like
Karen.
Denise.
Yeah, Karen is giving us the best of
She's
Potomac.
trying.
Karen's progression has really been beautiful to watch.
Exactly, and I love her fashions for her. So Karen is giving me everything, but Giselle, I need better.
Yes. Karen, Monique, and Candace.
Yes.
You know, sometimes Candace is a little wrinkled, but you know, whatever. But in the confessionals, Karen, Candace, and Monique really, really figured it out.
I think Ashley will look beautiful from time to time.
She's just naturally beautiful.
Girl.
She's just naturally. That's just who she is. She's not giving us extra. She just is.
But the floral look I do love. The floral top that she has with the updo, I do enjoy that.
I do too.
And Monique is stunning.
Just before we go, we have to touch quickly on Lump and
Uncle Lump.
on Uncle Lump and Ashley.
Uncle Lump?
Uncle
Uncle Lump.
I'm sorry, the name I just love it so much. Uncle Lump and Ashley and Mr. Darby, the opposite of Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
And Mr. Darby and Ashley's mother. Like, I had tears in my eyes when Ashley's mom was like, you know, you did this to all of us. I thought that was so sad.
I'm going to say something in the spirit of Salt Lake is that Ashley should be with Uncle Lump. That's the thing she should be with. In the spirit of Salt Lake City.
In the spirit of Salt Lake, he does care for her. He loves her.
He loves her more than
they
anybody
do have
else.
a spark.
You know.
They do. I did think her mom saying it happened to all of us was a little, I was like, oh, did it? Because like, did it happen to all of us or did it happen to Ash?
Yeah, right. Okay. Look, you're right.
Well, she's always had the spirit of being in it a little for herself. You know what I mean? So that tracked for me. I was like, yeah. Because it's been about Ashley, but she sort of like lives through Ashley and stuff. So, but yes,
I don't know why. See, I have a soft spot for her, you know, and the eye patch that's coming and going. And...
it is coming and going.
But I do have a soft spot
coming
for her.
and going.
I do. I always have.
love the red snapper that we didn't see.
Yes.
Or we didn't. Did you catch that?
Yes, a lot of whole. We're cooking a lot of whole fish.
Whole fish.
Whole fish this episode. I got both of them.
Shifty wigs and whole fish.
We're just serving whole fish.
That whole
this
fish.
episode.
Yes, and she only seasoned the onions. I was very.
Oh,
nervous.
me too. I was so nervous. Like it was just a plate, a side of onions. Not the onions weren't even on top of the fish.
No,
it looked also undercooked. I don't know. Very fleshy.
But everyone was a good sport. Everyone was a good sport to say it was delicious.
Yes. It gave me a lot of anxiety.
I yelled at my husband. I was like, "She didn't season the fish. She didn't season."
I was like, "Why are the onions to the side?"
Put the oil on the fish with the salt. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Now, did I hear correctly that next week is the finale?
Yes.
Yes,
And it made me
it
so
is.
upset. Fuck.
And I live for the editing of it with Candace singing with the track off and everyone. The editing is good. Juan steps in.
Juan stepping. I'm very attracted to Juan.
Yes.
Very.
No, I was saying Juan is just. I want to start an account for him. He's gorgeous.
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 Yes. What's coming next week? Tell me. Can
Well,
you tell
just
me
the
anything?
fighting, like, I don't know, but what we saw of Michael, Darby,
Yes.
who is he fighting? He was fighting
Candace's
Candace.
husband.
He starts with yes. He starts with
Chris.
Chris, and then
Chris.
Juan has to step in. Do you find Chris sexy? Is it just me?
No.
I hadn't,
Sorry.
especially because we were told too much about his penis at one point, and that was
Oh,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't need to know. Like,
Didn't she say it was like pink or something?
something,
Yeah, no, I don't
something.
Like, I
I
don't
was
like that
what's
descriptor.
happening? And it was before we knew him. Like, I need to know a person before I know about their penis, I feel like, but that's me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my thing.
That's fair.
She's very
Yeah.
into him. That is kind of
She
cute.
But
loves him.
I have grown to love him more and get attracted to him. So my attraction to him has grown through the seasons. It did not start there, though.
Yes. You know what I like about him and why I'm attracted to him? Because he knows how to he knows his wife. He lets her
Yes.
pop off, but also is like, okay, honey, that's enough. Like, you know, like you're like
Yeah,
he
put the
loves
knife
it.
down, and he rolls with
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
He rolls
He
with it.
rolls with
Please
it.
put
To
the knife
see
back
your
down.
wife with a knife aiming it at someone and then to still be there and okay. Like, it's
Absolutely. He's like, put it down. Put it down. Yeah, I love that. I
Okay,
appreciate
last question before we let you go, Brandon, is what do you
Yes.
make of Giselle and
Jamal.
Jamal?
that. Oh my God, I can't believe we waited to the end of this, but yes.
You've
I'm
just
sorry.
put your head in your hand.
Well, you know what was really got me was when the producer asked her the question
Mm.
and she was like, what do you want me to be? Of course I'm disappointed. And that was like the realest that I felt Giselle has been in 5 seasons, if you will. I was like, oh shit, like this means a lot to her. But I'm also like, listen to the kids.
Mm.
The kids don't like him. Daddy don't like him. Like, he's not good. I just think he's not
But
good.
for kids to not want their parents to get back together says
You gotta
so
listen
much.
to that.
Yeah.
It says so much.
You're right, Brandon. When she delivered that line, it did feel like, not to go back to our old NYU acting
Yes.
days. But
Yes.
you know when they would always say, like, here's a line, I would always just play the exact emotion of the line. If someone was like, I'm devastated, I'd be like, yeah, I'm devastated. She played against it in such a beautiful way where you just saw her vulnerability.
Yes.
It was
absolutely.
beautiful.
It was a beautiful
sad.
moment for her.
And when he
Sad.
didn't show up for the Christmas card, I just felt
I-
like
and was getting a manicure in the airport. I was like, if you are not weeping on your knees in that airport, you getting a manicure. I was so pissed.
Me
I
too.
was so pissed.
That was upsetting. Do you think he missed the plane, like for real missed it? Huge mistake.
I think he was still in Ghana. Like I don't think he ever got on the plane. I don't think he planned to get on the plane. I
Okay.
think I think Giselle's dad told us everything we need to
Yeah.
know about him.
yeah.
Right.
I think that moment, because you know what I love about the parents on the show is that they're not versed in TV. So
It's
like his
beautiful.
mic was on, he
Yeah.
forgot. So you get the real tea.
Yeah.
And so I
he's
think
a good
that
man,
he's-
so we really
Yes.
heard.
Yeah.
Brandon
Yeah.
Goodman, you have been a light
Treasure,
and
a
a treasure.
treasure.
Yeah, this has been the best.
You really, you showed us a lot. You took us places, and and you confirmed a lot. And
Yes.
You are
you've been a
funny.
real
You are
light.
smart. You're good to look at.
yeah, you really
That's all I
are.
want. Funny, smart, good to look at.
Good to
I
look at.
appreciate
Brandon,
that.
will you just tell us anything upcoming that you want to plug, where we can find you? On
Yes, you
Instagram
can
and
find me
such?
on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Brandon K. Good. My podcast is Black Folks, which is spelled FOLX, and Big Mouth Season 4 will be out by the time this comes out. It comes out December 4th. And I wrote episode 7, I think. and
Ooh, I'm
stuff.
so excited.
7.
Yes.
Never forget episode 7.
Episode 7.
Brandon, thank you for being here. That was wonderful.
Thank you for having me. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes.
Okay, bye. Wow, thank you, Brandon Goodman. Danielle, to end the show today, I think we wanted to take a page from Oprah and just share a few of our favorite things for the holidays. It's the holiday season.
It doesn't feel like it. We don't have our tree up yet. But
we
I
have
did.
2. We have 2 up.
You love 2. I remember last year when I was actually allowed in your house and seeing 2. But I did get, I'm very excited about this, 2 huge deliveries in the mail for our upcoming, and this is a plug, live show coming up, Bitch Sesh Holiday Extravaganza on December 17th. Tickets are available because we can have as many people as we want. So many
I
special.
just had a very sexy Santa's little helper suit come in the mail for a little something we have prepared.
Yes. And we have so many great guests. We have Joel Kim Booster. We have Jessica St. Clair again, who we will put through some hoops.
Yeah.
And we have Ronna Glickman,
Our aunt.
Here to deliver some Hanukkah magic.
Mm-hmm.
And other special guests. We're so excited, but I got 2 deliveries in the mail for the show that's the only holiday sort of stuff I've gotten yet.
We're also going to release some just for fun. And look, we're no mixologists, and I'll probably just look up a drink and slap a name on it, but some cocktails that I think it would be fun for everyone to make and bring. It's going to be really fun.
I will be drunk at the show.
I know. I feel like it's I'm not joking. It's all I have.
It really is.
Oh my God. I can't leave. Okay. We also, you know what? We are only human, and we have some merchandise. I'll just quickly say it. Podswag.com. We have some ornaments that say garbage person. We have Happy Holidays with Danielle and I's cartoons. We have Not Gonna Take That On. We have Carol's Last Good Christmas. We have a tote bag that says You Smell Like Hospital. These are beautiful gifts. A stocking that says garbage person. Get into it.
But guys, we also have just some a gift guide.
Non-plugs.
Non-plugs. These are just things that are getting us through this year that we feel like I'm going to be giving my friends and family this holiday season. And let's
play a little music, Danielle, to just kick us into this Oprah ripoff segment.
Yeah, let's call it like we see it.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Okay, what you got, Danielle?
Well, first off, I just like to talk about pants that I've been wearing throughout the entire teen.
Okay.
Seasonally, I'm going to be giving these. These are going to be coming to your door, Casey. It's from the brand Xirena, Xirena.
Okay.
And I'm not a person that likes to do like kind of a jogger so much. They're not as comfortable for me. I like to look, in my mind, kind of like something a little looser, not so much material. And these Xirena pants, they're called the Draper pant, but there's a ton of pants that they have there. They're light, they're flowy. They still make you feel put together even though you're just lounging around the house.
Okay.
And they go from season to season, and I'm going to be getting like
they go from the winter of our lives to winter.
They go from the winter of our lives to the winter of our discontent. And they are you can get them in so many colors, and they're also great in like the summer when you're lounging around. Like they've been my go-to staple all year round.
They've been what you need.
Yeah, so super comfortable. Guys, check them out. I've been wearing them all. I've got 3 pairs, and I just alternate day to day.
Wow. I've only ever seen you from like top up, so I've never gotten to see these Xirena pants.
Yes, you don't know what's going on down there.
Okay, I am going with kind of, get ready, some kind of spiritual dark arts, a little bundle of 3 things that have been getting me through.
Sure.
Okay, one is, and I know I've told you about this, I'm just going to quickly say it again because I am obsessed. Kulafi Lysak told me about these. This is an oracle deck. Okay, now this is something you buy for yourself. Okay, this isn't even for a friend. Like, fuck friends right now. Mysteries of Love Oracle Deck, created by Jane and Elena Hennessy. Okay, it's guidance from the flower and creature realm. Now, basically, I draw a card every morning. I can't tell you the insights that these cards are providing me. A little lift. I literally love them so much. I pick one in the morning, I pick one in the night. I do them with my kids. They just provide me something. I had a very, very big, like, I won't even say exactly what happened, but a brush with an exposure with Corona. That night I drew the card protection. I kept it up next to me. They're always giving you what you need. It's just beautiful, beautiful cards to pull. I know I'm getting more and more witchy.
No, but you pulled one for me the other day, and I found it helpful.
They're beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay. Now I've gotten into a couple books that a girlfriend of mine, now I'm sure many people have heard of this woman. I had never heard of her. Okay. She is, I guess, a spiritual thought leader. But she's our age, and she's like very cute, named Gabby Bernstein.
Oh, I don't know her.
A little book called The Super Attractor. It's kind of like the secret for like our times. I've been listening to it in my car, often parked. And I don't know, my friend of the podcast, Nicole Shabtai, told me that miracles have occurred in her life since she started listening to this book about like attracting things. I gotta say, I'm It's really good. Now then, in the book, she has recommended, okay, I'm out there. Now I was at a 10 in terms of like spiritual weirdness. I'm now at like a 40.
Okay.
This is a book called A New Beginning, A Handbook for Joyous Survival by a couple named Jerry and Esther Hicks. Many of them know them in the spiritual thought world as Abraham Hicks. Abraham being the other spirit world that inhabits the wife Esther.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, they are the originators of The Secret. Remember when that like movie came out, which I never saw, but and then they sued The Secret people because they did not want to be involved in the commercialization of The Secret, but they are the original Secret. That's what I have. I have Abraham Hicks teachings. I have a Mysteries of Love Oracle deck, and I have a Gabby Bernstein Super Attractor. Things are clearly my life is in pieces.
All right. Well, on the book front, obviously, I'm just going to recommend 3 real quick. One is the Barefoot Contessa cookbook. I know this is nothing new, but guys, I just sometimes on a tough day look through it. I have not cooked a recipe from it yet, guys, but just looking through the pictures gives me a lift every day. Just seeing
you don't
what
need to
I know.
cook.
You don't need to cook. You just need to be looking through the pictures, experiencing life in the Hamptons on her estate. Guys, it's beautiful. My favorite book this year, the best book I have read, and I'm going to be giving it to people. You know, I love a book. I know this is not book sesh, but this was the best book of the year in my mind.
What do you got?
And I've read a ton. It's called Luster by Raven Leilani. Guys, it's a work of fiction, but it is about this
A work of fiction.
It's a work of fiction. It's
Okay.
not, but it's about a woman who basically has an affair with a married man. She ends up sort of in the lives of both the man and his wife. It is an incredible book written by this the literature, like just the prose alone, like not only is it a sexy, interesting story, and I was very turned on of parts, but it's also heartbreaking and beautiful. And just as a writer, like the words are like butter. Like she's an incredible, incredible writer.
Should be a book reviewer. The words are like butter.
I mean, I loved it so much. I'm going to read it again. So
I want to read that.
A true crime book that I'm in the middle of right now.
Okay.
That I'm loving.
Is it about World War II and what happened?
Sadly not. That is a crime against humanity. But it's called We Keep the Dead Close by Becky Cooper. And it's about a murder. It's about a murder at Harvard that happened in the 1960s.
You seem like you're like jizzing when you said it's about a murder.
I am touching myself as we talk about it.
Okay.
Incredible. These are the 3 books that I'm going to be sending to everybody.
Okay. I'm going to leapfrog off of murder.
Okay.
Into something you recommended to me,
Mm-hmm.
which is an HBO documentary called Murder on Middle Beach.
Oh, wow. It is
It's fucking dark.
Dark.
It's a son investigating his mother's murder and all the many suspects, one of whom is his father. It's 4 parts. Wow. I'm in tears. I'm crying. I can't stop watching. It's a beautiful documentary actually by a son to avenge his mother's murder. I guess it's not that uplifting.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Right. As I say that. Speaking of uplifting, I have 2 more.
Okay.
Really quick. Now, everyone's going to be like, oh, this is a plug for your friend. It's not. Guess what? Heidi Rose Robbins, I mean, we're friends with her, but she doesn't even want to be friends with us. She doesn't need us, Danielle.
She's beyond us. She's
so far
more.
beyond us. This is our astrologer. And Heidi Rose has come out with 12, very slim hardback, gorgeous volumes of each sign in the zodiac. As you know, she's our beloved astrologer, Heidi Rose Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the most beautiful books. There's a Virgo, is a beautiful red with gold embossed, and they're slim. So you can either buy one for your friend who's, say, me, Danielle, like a Scorpio,
Okay.
or you can buy the 12 set, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Give them out as gifts or just have them to refer to. They are so gorgeous, I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
And you can get them on Amazon. You can get paperbacks. Just go to Heidi Rose Robbins' Instagram. They're really gorgeous. I'm so proud of her.
Well, on that, speaking of beautiful, I have discovered a new face mask. I'm always looking for the perfect mask. This was introduced to us by our friend, personal trainer to the stars, Amy Rossoff, and it's from a company called Beneath Your Mask, started by an amazing Black woman, and it is called clarifying face mask.
Okay.
And guys, it has changed my
Really? Your
face.
skin really does look good.
Thank you. It is an incredible, all natural, like beautiful. It's a small company, but guys, I mean, they have amazing products there. And I think
Tell me again the name?
It's called the clarifying face mask, and you do it, and it not only is a face mask, but when you're done, it exfoliates. Like when you're washing it off, you can
And what's
exfoliate
the company?
with it. It's called Beneath Your Mask.
Thank you.
You can find it online. This woman is incredible. I'm like obsessed
Honestly,
with
what
her
I
now.
want in my stocking is just like some face masks.
Yes,
That's what I want.
I do this once a week, and it really has helped me, because none of us are getting like facials right now. We're not doing anything, and I needed something because my skin looked terrible. So Beneath Your Mask, this is called the
Love
clarifying
it.
face mask.
Okay, I have one final thing.
Okay.
Now, this is another friend, but this is a gift I have gotten for both sides of my family now. Okay.
Mhm.
I got the Wilsons over here. I got the Higdons over there. This is what I'm getting. So our dear friend, Deanna Chang, who makes all of our Bitch Sesh content, if you've been to like any live shows, she does all of that. And she's been a guest and is an actress, writer, performer, incredible. So she has this new
she's
company.
amazing.
Yeah. This new company called the Montage Queen. And she's created this like holiday special called Virtually Home for the Holidays. And she's giving our listeners $10 off. I have to throw that out and basically she will make a video, and she is such an incredible editor and she's so funny and her timing is perfect. A video where she'll ask your family some specific like holiday themed questions or just questions. It's just to unite everyone.
Mhm.
Everyone will send her their responses. She will edit a beautiful video that your whole family can kind of watch and enjoy together on the holiday and kind of be together.
And if you guys have ever enjoyed our come to a Bitch Sesh show or even seen our online one, you know how funny and great of a job that she does on these videos. So I promise you it will keep your family just laughing.
Yeah, because we
and
can't be together, although some
we
people
can't.
are together and those people are
We
monsters.
shouldn't be.
Um,
but we can't be together right
I love
now.
it.
And this is a way to keep everyone together.
so go to the
and
Montage Queen and you'll find it there. Guys, that's it.
That's it. And also I will say that I found this hilarious wrapping paper company. You can get it all wrapped up. It's called Shabs Paper, SHAVS Paper.
Okay.
And she makes housewives paper.
What?
It is yes. It is so funny and amazing. You can find her on Instagram.
Shabs Paper.
Shabs Paper. And she has the women of Salt Lake City as the mean girls in the Christmas paper. And it is like, but she also
Danielle.
has all the Jewish housewives in a Hanukkah paper.
Danielle, why didn't we think of this? I'm upset.
I know, I'm mad.
But I'm happy for
mad.
her. I'm happy for her.
I'm happy for her, but I'm mad that we are not
Shabs, SHAVS.
yes, paper.
This is truly, this should have been, this is genius. What a great show, Danielle. Thank you so much, Brandon Goodman.
He's amazing.
What a
He's
guest.
What a guest.
What a
life.
scholar.
Yeah.
What a body.
What a bot, guys. If you're not going to that Insta, check it out. Woo! Woo!
I know.
Woo,
I didn't
woo.
feel it was appropriate to say that face to face. But now that I'm free, I can say whatever I want.
But we'll be back next week, and then the week after that is our live show. I hope you guys will come because the last
get
one was so great.
tickets. Also,
We want boots on the ground for the live show. So send any boots on the ground to bootsonthegroundbs@gmail.com. We want your boots.
we will bring
live
you
show.
on live. Last time we had a boot that knocked my boots off.
Yeah,
We have had boots we can't even speak on this podcast because I'm afraid we'll be sued. And you know we don't hold back here. But
We
the
don't.
live show, I didn't say it. We don't know.
There's no proof.
Get on there. You can come on obscured like on those crime shows,
We'll
fuzzy
give you
out
a
your
deep voice.
Yeah, you can literally hold a pillow up in front of your face. Just come on. You can even just send them to us. We'll read them anonymously. But let me tell you, finally now we can curate and get the drunkies out and get the good boots going. This has actually been one plus of the pandemic live shows. Yeah, I love it.
It's been great. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.